If you want to know the latest Abyss Artifacts XP farming methods in the early game, you are in the right place. I've tested and optimized yet another 3 farming methods that will give you a whopping 30 to 21 Abyss Artifacts per hourly run, so you can max out your gear and skill tree in the quickest time possible. Optimizing your general farming build is the first thing that you need to do. You only need 3 things to have an optimized build, and having 100% skill XP bonus is suggested by equipping Aptitude Abyss gear. This will allow you to gain the highest XP per enemy kill and gain Abyss Artifacts in the quickest time possible. And unlocking the Ice element imbue is non-negotiable, since unlocking this element will allow your characters to perform the Frost Mantle ability. This ability can one-shot the surrounding enemies by freezing them to death regardless of how high the enemy's HP is. The Shattering Frost Abyss gear makes your Frost Mantle even more broken, as this gear increases the Frost Mantle's range by a wide radius and also triggers another burst of ice explosions, making your Frost Mantle ability hits even more targets and clear farming sessions way faster. Get the Shattering Frost Abyss gear by clearing and progressing the required Hernand side quests. Your goal here is to access the Frozen Elder Tree quest under the House of Celeste faction quest. You can unlock this key quest by following the exact Hernand region faction mission progress on the screen right now for your reference. The Frozen Elder Tree quest will require you to beat the boss Gwen Craver, and she will drop her armor piece containing the Shattering Frost Abyss gear. Get the Aptitude Abyss gears and Ice element by checking my existing guides on how to get the said element and craft AZ33 Abyss gears. The guides are linked in the description for your convenience. While the Wind element is highly suggested as well for making every spot in the game optimized. It is because it allows Cliff to release a smoke screen by using the Wind element, so he can disengage pretty quickly from combat anytime he wishes to and fast travel back to any Abyss Nexus to reset the farming methods on the fly, compared to your other characters. While I also understand that this guide covers early game spots and you don't really have access to the Wind element yet, but still I'm suggesting this strategy as early as now so you can get it as soon as possible when you can. Get the said element by completing the main story's chapter 8 and by clearing the puzzle of the Spire of the Clockwork, a tower located in the southeastern section of Demenes. Then it will lead you to the Riddle Square Abyss area, and completing all of the obstacle course puzzle in this section will reward you with the Wind element. Well, Cliff is the best choice when farming enemies in all of the spots on this list. But of course, if you have already maxed out our boy when it comes to XP or reached the XP cap, you are welcome to use Damien and Unka instead. Just bear in mind that these characters have different hourly artifact gains, and this will make sense later on. Don't forget to set your difficulty to easy during your farming sessions for faster clear times while also giving you the same amount of XP gains. The reblockade setting should be set to war so you can trigger or spawn the key farming spots later on much quicker. The reblockaded Fort Warspike is surprisingly a good spot after several tests, allowing the user to farm bleed bandits in an ideal, concentrated area. This is one of the earliest spots that you can access in the game, so if you want easy Abyss Artifacts, this spot is for you. Cliff is the suggested character in this spot, especially if you have the Wind element later on, and most likely you are using this guy in the early game anyway. But if you are accessing this spot with Damien because your Cliff is already maxed out in terms of manual XP farming, I prepared a separate farming calculation for your other characters as well. Just in case you haven't noticed, this is a reblockaded spot as mentioned, and you can find Fort Warspike's location under the huge Hernand landmark, and make sure to activate the key Abyss Nexus on the screen right now. To make this location overrun by bandits, you need to progress all of your House Robbers faction quests, and then the House of Circus faction quest will be unlocked. You will be completing just 2 quests under the House of Circus, and then the Fort Warspike will be infiltrated by bandits, and liberating this camp will fall under the banner of House Alfonso. I'm also showing a detailed quest on the screen right now just in case you want to access this spot later down the line. Starting from the Abyss Nexus, head straight to the fort's entrance by casting a series of aerial palm strike and skipping through the walls with your Axiom Force aerial maneuver. Land in the fortress main yard and start circling around the area to lure most of the enemies. do a clockwise run so we can lure the bandits all around until you reach the eastern section of the fortress. Then position yourself in the center of the area and start wiping the majority of the enemies with your Frost Mantle ability. The key here is to spam the Frost Mantle attack and hit multiple targets as much as you can, so you can regain your spirit back to cast even more mantles. The Ice Blast radius has a very effective range, as you can see here, thanks to the boosted effect of the Shattering Frost Strike Abyss gear. Well, keep in mind that you are not required to kill every enemy in this area, and once the majority of them are wiped out, use the Wind Element Smokescreen or Veil to lose your enemy aggro, and fast travel back to our key Abyss Nexus to reset the run, rinse and repeat. What if you are using Damien? She will follow the exact method that I just showed you with Cliff. But the main difference here is that she doesn't have the smokescreen effect on her wind element attacks. So you will need to force disengage from the area to reset the method, which will take even more time. Cliff usually takes around 54 to 56 seconds to clear each run with reset and loading times included, giving you 1 Abyss Artifacts per 4 attempts. So in an hour of consistent farming, we are looking at a 15 to 16 Abyss Artifacts per hourly runs. While Damien is a little bit slower because she needs to disengage to lose the enemy's attention to reset the method, taking her 1 minute and 12 seconds in the process, and this clear time will give you 12 to 13 Abyss Artifacts per hourly run. And if you are getting value so far, subscribe to the channel. Liking the video and engaging in the comments helps me more than you can imagine. Or consider supporting us on Patreon or by becoming a channel member today, and I appreciate your support. Things will go spicier from here as the Southern Quarry spot is surprisingly good, giving you tons of Abyss Artifacts if you know where to farm. Another reblockaded spot that will allow you to farm Blade Bandits in a closed area. Since this is a closed area, you can pretty much use Cliff or Damien to get the best results from this method. Find the Southern Quarry in the southeastern section of Hernand, near the Unicorn Cliffs regions of the map. Make sure to activate the Abyss Nexus on the screen right now for easy resetting later on. But unlocking the said reblockade spot is the challenging part here, since the spot came out of nowhere. I will try my best to retrace my progress since there's really no way to know how to unlock a specific reblockaded spot aside from manually tracking your progress. But here's my actual Hernan side quest progress on the screen right now. While I am pretty sure that the Southern Quarry is directly tied to the House of Felix faction quest, and Felix will ask you to reclaim the Southern Quarry and beat a Stone Golem mini-boss at the end. Pay attention to my House of Celeste progress as this is the overarching side quest of Hernand. I'm also showing my detailed side quests and main quest progress on the screen right now when this spot started appearing as a reblockaded area. While for the actual method and starting from the Abyss Nexus, use your double jump with Damien and do a sky step. Then glide your way to the key location of the spot, which is the mentioned enclosed area of the Southern Quarry. As soon as you land, cast your Frost Mantle Strike and hit as many targets as you can to regain your spirit back in the process. Always try your best to cast your Frost Mantles in short gaps to avoid getting staggered from enemy attacks. In just few strikes, you will be clearing all of the Bleed Bandits in this area. Once all of the enemies inside of the closed area are dead, fast travel back to our key Abyss Nexus for this run to rinse and repeat. Each run takes around 45 to 47 seconds with reset and loading times included and gives you 1 Abyss Artifacts per 4 attempts. Do this consistently for an hour and we are looking at a whopping 19 to 20 Abyss Artifacts per hourly run. But if you simply want to have more Abyss Artifacts, the Fort Hellwood spot is hands down one of the best, earliest spots to access. This spot surprised me after rigorous testing, allowing the user to gain a whopping 20 to 21 Abyss Artifacts per hourly run by just farming Fundamentalist Goblins. If you want the best gain possible in this spot, Cliff is the main character for you, but I have also prepared a separate calculation for Damien later on. Find this spot in the southern section of Hernand and make sure to activate the key Abyss Nexus for this run. Unlocking this reblockaded spot is rather tricky, but the required faction quest to make this fort overrun with goblins is the Hernanjan Parish of Solomon. Complete all of the quests under the Parish of Solomon and they will ask you to liberate Fort Hellwood and also beat a mini-boss guarding the area. And as always, I am showing my quest progress for Hernand when the spot starts to reblockade on the screen right now. We will be using Cliff for the actual method first, and from the Abyss Nexus, cast a series of aerial palm strike to gain height. glide your way through the fort's inner section, and notice the location of the first set of goblins that I will land on or I am currently hovering on. Immediately cast a Frost Mantle to destroy the first group of goblins, then do the same thing on the next batch of goblins around the area. Ignore the Hellhound's captain in here as we don't want him getting killed. And after clearing 2 major goblin packs in the area, use your Wind Element ability or the Wind Veil to conceal yourself. This will allow you to fast travel back to our key Abyss Nexus to reset the run. And again, if you are a super early game player, you don't have access to the Wind Element yet, so you need to manually disengage from the area to reset the run. You will be seeing how to disengage when Damien does it. From the Abyss Nexus, she will do her Sky Step maneuver to infiltrate the key area. Then the same strategy applies in here by taking out both of the goblin packs with Frost Mantles. Once she is done clearing both of the goblin pack, she will escape the spot and manually disengage to reset the run. Our boy Cliff can clear each run around 34 to 36 seconds with reset and loading times included, and gives you 1 Abyss Artifacts per 5 attempts. Doing this method for an hour and expect around a whopping 20 to 21 Abyss Artifacts per hourly run. While Damien, on the other hand, needs 54 seconds to clear each run. So that's a total of 13 to 14 Abyss Artifacts per hourly run. This is expected because she needs to disengage from the spot manually. Truly one of the best spots in the early game, but what if you want to learn the best spots in mid game? This video will guide you on everything you need to know, so click on it and I will catch you on the next one.